Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a channeler, and I'm here for Daily Dose of Hope. Daily Dose of Hope, day 78. Wow, we've been going for 78 days. Um, I was guided to give the Daily Dose of Hope because the energies on our planet are increasing, as you probably have already noticed, and things are getting wacky. That's always a good sign that the energy is starting to increase and things are starting to change. But when everything starts to change, sometimes you can get a little off kilter and off your path a bit. And so that's what I'm coming on to do, is just to just to help you get back on your path, to help you get back to the hope. And so welcome. Nice to see you and nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. Um, Today, I this will be a short one, I think, today. I always say that, and it gets kinda long, but I think it's gonna be pretty short. I only have 2 things I wanted to talk about today, and one of them is that, about this misty pocket of peace that we did, yesterday and the day before, or 2 days ago. That, what I've been doing today, I decided in the morning that I was gonna bring the mist with me, so that wherever I go in the day, I'm just gonna have the mist around me so that people around me will be kind of in the mist. And I've noticed a distinct change actually in the people around me today. It was very interesting. When I brought the mist, it kind of first of all, it helped me to go through the day more easily. And then also I could see, like, in people's eyes there was something a bit different, because the mist, like we said, the mist just kind of touches you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, it's okay. You're going to be okay. Nothing's wrong. It's nothing to worry about." And yeah, it just I could see it in people's eyes. So it's wow, it's very cool. I'm excited about this new discovery. Hey, high fives forever. Or high fives, high vibes forever. Thank you for that. You say love that idea. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Please try it. It's so cool. It was really wonderful. And the other thing was just that I was watching a video today, and this an- uh, I don't know, content creator was talking about how the Vatican is going to change their guidelines on how they classify apparitions. Hold on, what's the official term for it? They're going to will publish new norms for the discernment of apparitions and other supernatural phenomena on May 17th, which is which is Friday. Woohoo! And I don't know what that means. I mean, yeah, yeah. If you've ever done any research about that place, it's a quite a rabbit hole to go down. But I'm not sure what they're planning. It's kind of interesting though. So either, yeah, there's so many different ways it could go, but I'm not sure. But it is kind of interesting in the end. Why would they want to do this? But I'll leave that up to you guys, your imaginations. Again, there's so many stories going on at this moment. We're living in a multidimensional world, and so they're all just weaving together. But it's just another wacky piece of news. So this wacky kind of idea comes from a book. I think it's a Dr. Seuss book, and it's called Wacky Wednesday. And it's just about this boy who wakes up in the morning and he looks around his room and everything is just wacky. Like the bed is upside down and the chairs are on the wall, and it's just a wacky Wednesday. And he just goes through his day and saying, "Look, another wacky thing." And so we're kind of in an extended wacky Wednesday at this moment in our time, as the energies on our planet are starting to increase, and we're entering a more multidimensional place. And so from our third dimensional standpoint, that's pretty wacky. At least it is for me. I can't speak for everyone, but for me, yeah, it's pretty wacky and interesting too. It's like, I always feel like I've been waiting for this time my whole life. It's like, yes, finally, this is how I kind of thought everything was. Uh, but like on the surface, everything was not that. You turn on the news or the media, and everything is just like, nope, everything is just normal. Nothing's wrong. Everything's going fine. But then, yeah, I was something strange. I can see something behind all of this, and now it's like it's coming out. It's like, oh, finally, okay, yeah, all right, that's what I thought was going on. and it's kind of like a breath of relief. Like, oh, finally, it was just like this big elephant in the room all these years. So it's nice. Um, so I'm going to go into a channeling, and maybe they can tell us a little bit more about these stories that are in the news, and what is the story. I have a feeling they're going to say that the story is love, which is what they always say, but maybe they'll tell us something interesting about that. So let's just go into it. So that's the question for today: is what advice do they have for all of us? And can they explain anything about the story that's going on at this moment, or all the stories? So here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here because we want to be here, and because this is a very, very important time for all of you, and also for this being as well. We are bringing through some information through him that will enable you who are interested in. Contacting higher dimensional beings, a method, an easy way, an easy path in order to do so. And this is a very important time because the energies on your planet are increasing more and more, and all of you will have this ability and already do have this ability. But what we would say is that you're getting ahead of the curve in the sense that you are getting yourself used to this guidance, so that it doesn't just come all of a sudden abruptly and you're shocked and surprised, but you will have some working knowledge of how to understand what it means, and how it comes, and how to interpret what it is that comes to you. And that is what we are bringing through at this moment, this being and I would say mostly I am bringing it through, but he is the translator, he is the channeler, he is the one that is bringing the information down through his body, through his hands, into words, into music, and into spoken words, and into a booklet. And so that is what we would say, is that yes, this is a very, very important time because the energies on your planet are increasing very, very much. And as this being says wacky, we would say multidimensional. It's just becoming more multidimensional. You're becoming aware more of who you are, and that is all that it is. You're just the veils are lifting. Not all of them, but some of the veils are lifting in order for you to see how grand you truly are. They will slowly, the other veils will lift as you progress, and as you do your shadow work, as you do the work that you need to do to get in touch with your emotions, to get in touch with who you truly are, and to get in touch with what it is that you are meant to do here on this planet. Um, it is a journey you travel through, and uh, the veils will be lifted one by one. Sometimes there will be more than one veil lifted at one time, but that is up to you, and that is up to your path that you have chosen before you have come down here. And that is something that you will be able to talk with your guides about, and they will give you the information about how you are to progress. All of you have guidance, all of you have guides that are there with you all of the time. They are protecting you, they're telling you. And guiding you which way would be the best way to go. And all of you have this guidance. You would not be left alone here on this planet without guidance. This is a very complicated and polarized place to be, and without guidance you would be completely and utterly lost, and your guides would never do that to you. So you have constant guidance, constant ability to check in, constant, they're constantly trying to help you to go to the right path, to follow the right path, because they see how treacherous at times it can be down here. Now, you are gifted also with an ego that helps you with your fight or flight responses, but that is not very helpful when it comes to bigger issues and higher perspective issues, and your whole pathway in this life. The ego is not very adept at dealing with those issues, and that's why guidance is so important, especially now, because all of you are starting to come more and more online. And so it's important to understand how this works before the great shift in energy happens. It is happening slowly, as you will all start to find. But if you are a little bit ahead of the curve, you will find that it'll be easier for you to ease into this new place that you are all approaching. So that is what we would say about that. And as far as the stories, yes, the stories are increasing in their frequency. And the story that this being brought up today, we find very funny, very interesting. We would say to ignore it completely, let it out of your mind. It is they are creating more stories to build on other stories, but these stories are not based on anything. In fact, they are creating ruses. They're creating larger ruses. They're building off of the true story that is happening, the story of love and the raising of the frequency on your planet. But they are just building off of that, and they are trying to build their own story on top of that in order for them to get what you might say ahead of the story, so that they can influence many of you who are starting to open up to this ability to see more. And that is all they're doing. They are building a ruse. They are building a giant and very, very complicated ruse, as they are wont to do. They are wont to build many different spider webs to entrap many, many different people in these confusing stories that are based on a bit of truth. Yes, you are all ascending, and yes, you will start to be able to see more and more things that you would be able to see even with your physical eye. Yes, that is true. But what they are building is their own story on top of that, so that they will come out on top. So what we would say is just ignore it, let it go, let it go. More stories, more stories, more stories that are built on fake stories, and more stories that are built on ruses. But they are also built on a shred of truth, as all stories are. You see, a story that is not built on truth will not resonate with you. And that is the technique. They build this story with a bit of truth so that it resonates with you somewhere, because you sense, there's a bit of truth to this. And then on top of that, they use these words to trick you and to lull you into a sleepy state, and so that you will accept all of the other parts of the story that don't really make sense, and that do not resonate with you. And they will keep calling you back to that tiny bit of resonance that was in the story. And that is the technique, and they have used it for many, many years. And you could look at this as a process of discernment for yourself as well. To really discern what is happening within this story. Is that really the story, or what are they trying to build? And that is what we would say about this. It is a good test of your discernment, we might say. But we would say to let it go, let it go, let it go. Another story created on another story, created on another story, in order to influence your creative imaginations, because you are so creative that if you would put some of your creative power into the story, then you could create it, and it would become manifest. And their story would gain more traction and would gain more light, because you are letting them have some of your light by believing their stories. And so the more light they have, the more resonance they have, and the more people will believe it and be fooled by it. So it is a simple game they play, and it is important, as these games will start to ante up a bit as we are approaching an end game. These games will start to ante up, and this is a wonderful time for you to practice discernment. We are that one that you know of as Esmeralda. Hmm. Michael, you say you've been listening to my album all day. Love it so much. Thank you. It's so healing. Cool. Thank you. Hey, that's nice. Nice to hear. Thank you. Hey, Kathy. Thanks, High Vibes Forever, and Kathy and Michael for listening in, and everyone else for listening in. Yeah, interesting story. I kind of assumed that that story was one of those stories, but it's really interesting how they build those stories on a little bit of truth, and uh, and then the more people who believe in it and lend their light to it, gives it more traction. It's wow, magic, right? So, and then what I'll do at the end, let's just go through a quick pocket of peace, misty pocket of peace. And here we go. Here we go. So again, let's breathe in 3 times, or sorry, take 3 breaths. Okay. Now I'd like you to imagine that you are covered with this mist, this really gentle mist. And this is a mist, a white mist of unconditional love. It's filled with peace and filled with unconditional love. And it envelops you in a giant hug, just to feel that everything's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. There's nothing to worry about. Everything's taken care of. You're in good hands, and you are love, and you are peace incarnate. You are source energy incarnate on this planet, and you are at peace. You are always at peace because you've never left peace, and you're just surrounded by this loving, unconditional light. Just surrender into that light. Just let go. Just let go into that light. And that light is you. What you're letting go of isn't yourself. You're just letting go of all the things that aren't yourself. You're just letting go and falling into who you truly are, which is love. So just let go. Let go of all of that stuff. Let go of all those fears, all that anger, all that stress, all those problems. When you are in this state of unconditional love, that is where you find this solution for all of your problems. Because there is no way that they cannot be solved within this love. All problems are solved with love in the most perfect way imaginable. So let go, and feel this energy around you. Just let it expand a bit. So if you're in a room, expand it throughout the room. Expand it throughout even the inanimate objects, as some of them are holding on to things as well. Let the things that are holding on, let them let go as well. Everything is just letting go and relaxing into this wonderful, peaceful state. That is your true state. If you're outside, just spread it out throughout your whole area. Whew, yes. And then just spread this out even more. Spread it out into your whole town. And then your whole city just covered with this light. Imagine this light going out to everyone in your whole city. And just tapping them on the shoulder, putting a hand on their shoulder, and just saying, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. You're safe. You're protected. You're loved. You're unconditionally loved. No matter what you do, you're unconditionally loved, and you are that love. And then just spread it out more into your whole country. Now your whole country is just surrounded by this wonderful love. This mist that just goes around and touches everyone. Everyone's just relaxed now. They understand that there's nothing to worry about, that everything is moving in the most perfect way imaginable. And they are exactly where they need to be. And just breathe it in. Let it just surround you and just surround your whole world now. Just bring it around the whole world. And maybe if you want to spread it out throughout the universe, you could do that as well. This mist of peace. You have that energy. You have that power. You are built on love. Love is one of the most powerful things in the universe. We might say it's the only thing in the universe. Yeah, just let it spread out through you and just feel that peace. And we'll just request that this mist will continue until we create another one, so that everyone is just touched by this pocket of peace, by this pocket of misty peace. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So thank you very much for listening in. I meant to bring in, I was going to use one of my instruments to help to expand the pocket of peace, but I forgot. So I'll do that tomorrow if I get a chance to do it. So again, thank you everyone for listening in. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, High Vibes Forever, and everyone else. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, and thanks for the kind words about the CD. Cheers. Yeah, and I will see you all tomorrow if all goes well. Yeah, so hope you're hopeful.